So in 2017, I had the opportunity to go back to the girls' home where I had done my internship with Project Rescue. I was there for almost 2 years, and so as I was spending time with them, I would teach them martial arts and English and guitar. Through that, build relationship, just deep relationship and trust with them. This was the dream. This is what I was created for, is in this moment, living with the girls, investing in them. And so in my own heart, I felt like God just began to grow such a deep level of love and care that surpassed anything I'd ever felt before. This is where I'm supposed to be for the rest of my life. I'll never forget the moment I was going on a walk, and I felt the Lord ask the question, if I ask you to leave and to follow me, are you willing to go? My heart dropped. It was the most gut-wrenching question the Lord could have asked me. And in that moment, I started pleading. I said, God, please don't do this. Please don't ask me to leave the home. And so that began this journey of actually asking the Lord, Lord, what is your will? I began to seek out all the opportunities, just knocking on doors. And one by one, God continued to close every single door. And so there was a moment when I went back to my home, and we lived on a farm. And so I was out there and I was praying and walking and just crying out to God and saying, God, I don't understand. My heart is grieving. And in that moment, I fell to my knees and I just began to weep. And I saw that the place where I fell to my knees was the only patch of dead grass. God spoke to me in that moment. If you'll look a little further on the other side of this dead grass, on the other side of this grief, there will be new life. I fully came to the point where I said, okay, God, I trust you.
And she came in, and I think we were both hoping for a solution. How do we break through this? I remember saying, would you ever consider this country? We had prayed for years that there would be someone who would feel called to that country.
This is a big ask to start and begin a new work in a new country with no former ministry happening like this. She is going from ground zero. She has to make connections, build relationships.
This sense of hope and excitement began to just grow in my heart. And so from that moment on, that I just began to show up, and the Lord did the rest.
It's stunning how quickly this has just flourished.
This is not the kind of thing that usually moves this quickly, but I think the Lord is in this, and He is walking with her and bringing a team around her.
So words can't explain how excited we are for the long-term vision of the Oasis, and just seeing all that God has done so far just makes us that much more excited for what's ahead. And so we're looking at building a team of nationals, empowering them, and then sending them to different parts of the country to start new Oasis ministry and to meet the needs that are in those specific areas, to go to the biggest red light districts in the country and to start homes there and to start ministry in those areas. And so we're moving forward with our vision. God is running and we are sprinting just to keep up with all that He's doing. It just makes us realize, Lord, this is just the beginning and there's so much more that you have for us ahead. So as I look at the Oasis and I see all that God has done thus far, I'm reminded of how much God can do with one step of obedience. This is just the beginning. New life is growing.